The Twitch community has been rocked once again by controversy. This time, it's not about gambling streams, hot tub meta, or DMCA strikes. It's about something far more serious: consent, accountability, and the double standards that continue to plague live streaming culture. Let's rewind to March 2025. FaZe Silky was streaming as usual, joined by his assistant, Saeed. During that broadcast, two fellow streamers, Nina Lin and Zoe Spencer, entered the frame. What followed was captured on video, and months later, it would ignite one of the most heated debates Twitch has seen in years. In the footage, Nina Lin can be seen grabbing Saeed. Zoe Spencer, meanwhile, begins twerking on him. The two then escalate the situation by physically carrying Saeed onto a bed. And if that wasn't enough, Nina can be heard saying, "Asterisk, cut the cameras, bro. Zoe, do yours asterisk, asterisk, asterisk." At the time, many brushed it off as content, but Saeed himself later revealed that he had not consented to any of it. He explained that the incident left him feeling invalidated, and that his early complaints were ignored. Months later, when the clip resurfaced and went viral in October 2025, the internet finally paid attention. The backlash was immediate. Viewers flooded social media, demanding accountability. And after days of mounting pressure, Twitch finally acted. On October 24th, both Nina Lin and Zoe Spencer's channels were suspended. Anyone who tried to visit their pages was met with the same message: temporarily unavailable due to violations of community guidelines. But here's where the controversy deepens. Why did it take Twitch 7 months to enforce its own rules? Why did it require a viral video and public outrage before action was taken? And most importantly, would the response have been the same if the genders were reversed? Many fans don't think so. Across X, Reddit, and YouTube, countless posts argued that if a male streamer had done the exact same thing to a female assistant, the ban would have been instant and permanent. This perception of gender bias in moderation has become a recurring theme in Twitch discourse, and this case has only poured gasoline on that fire. Now, let's talk about Nina Lin's apology. In a 1-minute 32-second clip from her in real life stream, she admitted, "I'm old enough to own up to what I did wrong. During the situation, I genuinely thought it was a joke. But yeah, I see. It is really wrong. And what we did was wrong." He clearly was uncomfortable with it. On the surface, that sounds like accountability. But the timing raises questions. Would this apology have ever happened if the clip hadn't gone viral? Would she have spoken up if Twitch hadn't banned her? To many, the apology feels less like genuine remorse and more like damage control. And let's not forget Zoe Spencer. While Nina has spoken publicly, Zoe has remained largely silent. Her absence from the conversation only fuels speculation about whether either of them truly understands the gravity of their actions. Meanwhile, Saeed, the person at the center of all this, has reiterated that revisiting the incident has caused him renewed emotional distress. That's the part people often forget. Behind the memes, the drama, and the endless debates about Twitch policy, there's a real human being who was put in an uncomfortable, non-consensual situation. And his voice deserves to be at the center of this story. So what does this controversy really tell us? First, it exposes the cracks in Twitch's enforcement system. Rules mean nothing if they're not applied consistently and swiftly. Second, it highlights the toxic culture of anything for content. Too often, creators push boundaries for shock value, forgetting that the people around them aren't just props in a performance. And third, it forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth about double standards. If we want a fair and safe streaming environment, accountability has to apply equally regardless of gender, popularity, or follower count. Prominent streamers like Asmongold have already weighed in, pointing out that there was literal video evidence of harassment. And he's right, the evidence was there from day one. The only thing missing was the will to act on it. In the end, Nina Lin and Zoe Spencer's bans are temporary. They'll likely return to Twitch in the near future. But the conversation this incident sparked will linger much longer, because this isn't just about two streamers making a mistake. It's about the culture of live streaming itself. A culture that too often rewards shock, ignores boundaries, and only takes accountability when the internet forces it to. So here's the takeaway. Consent is not a joke. Boundaries are not optional, and platforms like Twitch cannot afford to wait for outrage before enforcing their own rules. If live streaming is going to evolve into a mature, sustainable form of entertainment, then accountability has to come first. Not after the clips go viral, not after the sponsors pull out, not after the damage is already done. But right now, Twitch has shown us once again that it's reactive, not proactive. And until that changes, controversies like this will keep happening. The only question is, how many more people will have to be hurt before the culture finally shifts?